Will Jean Grey be able to save the mutants of Krakoa from their own worst fears made real? Well, let's hop into the pages of X-Men issue number 4 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join the book, it's the night before Halloween, also known as Devil's Night. I know all about Devil's Night because I'm a big fan of the Crow series. Man, when are we gonna get that crossover? I mean, come on, the mutants can cheat death and so can Eric Draven. It's a no-brainer. We'll get Tim Seeley to write it. As we discover, all is not well on Krakoa, though. This Halloween, a spooky, scary supervillain has come to feed on the island's fear, namely old-timey Doctor Strange foe, Nightmare. Nightmare is feeling extra frisky this year as Doctor Strange has recently died, but not really. Go read the Death of Doctor Strange book if you want to see what I mean, but I don't care, do whatever you want. Nightmare is finding an absolute buffet of fears to be had on Krakoa, be it Scott Summers dreaming about the death of his parents and feeling that he might be letting the mutant community down by trying to distance himself from Krakoa and Professor X, to Jean Grey still desperately trying to process the guilt over all the people she's hurt while under the control of the Phoenix Force, to perhaps the most interesting of all, Laura Kinney Wolverine, whose nightmares are comprised of all the things she can't quite remember from her lifetime lived in the Vault and her love lost with Darwin. Yes, the Vault stuff is still very much a strong running B-plot in case you didn't know. Nightmare's feeding frenzy is cut short though by Jean, who catches him with his hand in the metaphorical cookie jar. You would think Jean would be mad, but ultimately she just wants him to leave the island and her friends the hell alone. She also says that she's made a lot of progress when it comes to her guilt over what happened with her and the Phoenix Force, and that she's dedicated the rest of her life to trying to live in some kind of penance. Obviously not to be confused with that other guy whose name is Penance. No one wants to live in him. As you might imagine, Nightmare doesn't like getting spanked this hard and vows that if he can't feed on mutant kind, then he'll take his anger out on the rest of humanity for this grave slight. Here's the twist though. We thought Jean had come into Nightmare's brain to give him what for, but in reality it was actually the other way around. Nightmare is actually in Jean's realm and she sees fit to punish him for real this time, no second warning given. And with that, her good deed is done for the day. Mutant kind and human alike can finally sleep peacefully for a change. It is of course until the next bad thing happens, and when you're a mutant and a superhero, bad things are always right around the corner, like, oh, I don't know, Dr. Fei Long, that rocket scientist who is completing the next stage of his plan. He figures that if the mutants have fired the first shot in this brand new space race, then he is going to take things to the next level by using ruby quartz tech, just like the one Cyclops uses in his visor, to focus and expose himself to cosmic radiation, because, you know, there's no big Marvel precedent for bad things happening when people shoot themselves up with space rays, am I right? But that's going to be a problem for another time. And so that was X-Men number 4, everybody, and while I'm certainly happy that this newest issue decided to buck some trends and shake things up by not having the major thrust be about the mutants having to repel an alien invasion, I still couldn't help but feel like this story ended up really inconsequential, like it was missing something, which is a shame because the idea of the mutants having to battle a more paranormal threat, especially around Halloween, is a good idea. I loved the seasonal flavor, it just didn't really add up to much. In fact, it kind of felt like a story we've all seen 100 times before, wherein the superheroes have to overcome their worst fear. I mean, I guess it's a good showing for Jean that when she really cuts loose, there's pretty much nothing that can stop her, but it's not exactly good for the drama of the story either, is it? By and large, you could probably skip most of this story. It's only the last couple pages involving Urich and Fei Long that are actually important, and I hope those stories actually come into the focus sooner rather than later. Ultimately, I think I only feel comfortable giving this one a 6.5 out of 10. There's nothing bad about it, but there's nothing really great about it either. In fact, I'm probably going to forget this one as soon as I upload the video. Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.